But with each passing day now, we're seeing the massive benefits of being a self-governing, independent nation versus being inside the European Union. Some truly extraordinary headlines overnight, and not just from traditionally Eurosceptic outlets, but just look, when it comes to this vaccine crisis, what the likes of the I in the Independent are saying now. I headline: EU demands share of UK vaccines. Demands? Seriously? Independent: hand over your vaccines, Brussels tells Britain. Even though many of those who voted Remain must find this attitude absolutely outrageous and appalling. I'm going to bring you all the very latest in this video, guys, but please start off, if you haven't already, by hitting the subscribe button and the bell, and please do give this video a big thumbs up as well. That really does help me out and is appreciated. Some other headlines overnight. Financial Times, not exactly swashbuckling Brexiteers themselves. EU demands, again that word demands, UK COVID vaccines from AstraZeneca to make up shortfall. And the Daily Mail, as Brussels bids to snatch up to 75 million doses made in UK, Boris dismisses threat and Tory MPs declare no, EU can't have our jabs. And right at the heart of this, and you've probably seen this in some of the coverage, right at the heart of this is the fundamental point that on the EU side, effectively now you've got an EU Commission who on this are acting like an EU government. And of course the EU Commission, totally unelected by the public, who can't remove them. The people of Europe have no say over those in the EU Commission. And of course, contrast that to a British government that is ultimately accountable at the ballot box. The choice of a government accountable to the public versus an unelected EU Commission, this issue really is exposing which you are better off with, which of course are politicians directly accountable to the public. The EU Commissioner for Health and Food Safety. Have you heard of her before? Stella Kyriakides. No, I haven't heard of her before. Have you? I mean, this is one of the points, isn't it, that Nigel Farage consistently made in the European Parliament. People here with huge degrees of power. As I say, the EU Commission basically acting like the EU government in all of this. You're seeing bits and pieces from European governments in terms of what they're saying. But this shambolic mess is because of the EU approach with, as I say, this EU Commissioner unaccountable to the people of Europe, putting out quotes such as, in the future, all companies producing vaccines against COVID-19 in the EU will have to provide early notification whenever they want to export vaccines to third countries. As Andrew Neil points out today, over 7.4 million in Britain have had first jab, just under 500,000 their second. That's 11% of the population. Just look at the contrast there with Germany and France. I'll also put up here the latest international comparison on where we are with vaccines, which once again just shows you the difference. Now, responding to these EU demands today, Michael Gove, as the Times report, NHS has priority in AstraZeneca contract, insists Michael Gove. Minister rules out diverting jabs to EU, saying that Britain had an absolute assurance that vaccines supplied by AstraZeneca would be delivered in full and ruled out allowing any to be diverted to the European Union. And Gove said that the British-Swedish company had promised to honour its delivery schedule with the UK despite pressure from the EU Commission. Now, as for that pressure, what it looks like, as the Telegraph reporting today, and this is extraordinary, AstraZeneca's vaccine production site in Belgium was raided yesterday at the request of the EU Commission as Brussels continued to heap pressure over delays in jab deliveries. Belgian officials from the country's medicines regulator inspected the factory on Wednesday afternoon. The facts are this: as AstraZeneca's CEO made clear, the UK is 3 months ahead of the EU on this because it got in there before the EU. It's as simple as that. Utilising post-Brexit freedom, post-Brexit competitive advantage, this is one example where that is very much on display. As Kate Ferguson, the deputy political editor of The Sun, has reported, Steve Bates, CEO of Bioindustry Association, says the UK supply of the AstraZeneca vaccine is so good because of the bold decisions the UK government and companies made last year to back the vaccine and work how to scale it up. One of those highlighting Brexit competitive advantage versus the EU on this was the Conservative MP and Brexiteer, long-time Brexiteer who campaigned for Brexit, Peter Bone, who spoke about this in Parliament yesterday with Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister, responding. Here's the clip.
And now we go to Peter Bone.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. The government ordered the COVID vaccine early. They have delivered it efficiently, and we now have 11% of the population vaccinated. Compare that with the European Union, where because of their bureaucracy, inefficiency and petty politics, they ordered the vaccine late, they delivered it inefficiently, and have only vaccinated 2% of their population. Prime Minister, it is not just a great credit to your leadership and your government that we have delivered the vaccination so quickly, but also, is it not one of the great advantages of having left the European Union?
Well, Madam Deputy Speaker, what I will say is that we certainly were able to use speed and agility to deliver on the programme that we needed to do. And I think it would have been a great pity, Madam Deputy Speaker, if we'd followed the advice of the leader of the opposition and the Labour Party, who said stay in the EU vaccines programme, who wanted to get rid of big pharmaceutical companies in the crazed Corbynite agenda on which the leader of the opposition stood at the last election, and who attacked the vaccine task force that secured 367 million doses of vaccine. So, Mr. Speaker, I do think that we've been able to do things differently and better, but in some ways, but it is early days, and it is very, very important to remember that this is an international venture, these vaccines. We depend on our friends and partners, and we will continue, Mr. Speaker, to work with those friends and partners in the EU and beyond.
So guys, I want to know from you in the comments below, what do you make of the EU's behaviour in all of this? What do you think this tells us about Brexit Britain? What do you think this tells us about the EU? Do let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comments, and as ever, if you found this report helpful and informative, please give this video a big thumbs up. And if you'd like to support my work here on the channel, do become a member. You get the supporters badge next to your name. See the link in the top pinned comment or click the join button down below. And of course, as ever, thanks for watching.